Dark Secrets of Rikers Island. 10 Shocking Facts You Won't Believe. Welcome back to Creepshow, the podcast where we uncover the most spine-chilling places and unravel the secrets that hide in plain sight. Today, we're venturing into a place that's notorious, shrouded in controversy, and steeped in tales that would make your skin crawl. You may have heard of it, but there's much more lurking beneath the surface. We're talking about none other than Rikers Island, New York City's infamous jail complex. From hidden lounges and haunting legends to shocking environmental hazards, Rikers has seen it all. As we count down 10 unsettling and fascinating facts about this soon-to-be-closed facility, you'll find it's a world unlike any other. So, settle in, and let's uncover the dark secrets of Rikers Island. Number 10. Secret Lounge. Imagine walking through the halls of a 90-year-old building condemned for lead and asbestos contamination. Now, picture finding a hidden lounge there. In 2020, investigators stumbled upon a room unlike anything you'd expect in a jail. Leather couches, a large TV, and stacks of unused equipment. A place that looked more like a secret hideaway than part of a correctional facility. The lounge was found inside the James A. Thomas Center. And here's the strange part. Whoever built this room, they went to great lengths. They raised the floor with plywood, tapped into hidden water and electrical lines, and even built a private bathroom. This setup was concealed by a false wall, and the room held correctional equipment worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some suspect correction officers might have created this secret space, but it remains largely a mystery, one of many that Rikers holds close. Number 9. Once a Civil War base. Before Rikers Island became synonymous with the New York City jail system, it played a very different role in American history. During the Civil War, Rikers served as a military training ground for Union soldiers. Imagine that. Long before the barbed wire and prison cells, the island was bustling with young men preparing for battle. The first regiment to train here was the 9th New York Infantry, better known as Hawkins' Zouaves. In May of 1861, the Zouaves had a distinctive look, inspired by North African soldiers in the French army, with vibrant uniforms and elaborate drills. Soon, other regiments followed, like the 36th New York State Volunteers, the New York 76th, 162nd New York Volunteer Infantry, and the Anderson Zouaves. And as the war dragged on, Rikers wasn't just for training. It became a holding ground for captured Confederate soldiers. Toward the end of the war, it functioned as a prisoner of war camp, echoing with the tension and turmoil of the divided nation. It wasn't until 1884 that the city of New York purchased Rikers from the Riker family, who had originally settled on the island way back in 1638. Little did they know, this quiet patch of land would soon become one of the most infamous jail complexes in the world. Number 8. Has its own bakery. Every morning, just before the sun rises over the East River, a team of about 20 inmates gathers in the Rikers Island Bakery. By 5 a.m., they're hard at work, producing fresh bread to feed the thousands of detainees. Imagine that. In the midst of one of the most notorious jail complexes, there's a fully functioning bakery. The bakery is a bread-making powerhouse, producing around 11,500 loaves of whole wheat bread each day. But that's not all they make. There's one item in particular that stands out, a treat that's surprisingly popular among inmates: carrot cake. Each year, the bakery churns out roughly 2,500 loaves of carrot cake. They make it in huge batches, about 25 loaves at a time. Each batch uses 25 pounds of sugar, pre-whipped eggs, shredded carrots, and plenty of raisins and walnuts. And these aren't your average loaves. Each one weighs around 9.5 pounds and can feed 20 people. It's one of the rare items that inmates actually ask for seconds. In the heart of a place defined by concrete and steel, it's a small taste of comfort, a simple reminder that even here you can find moments of sweetness. Number 7. Murals. Throughout the years, murals have added a quiet yet profound touch of humanity to the otherwise stark walls of Rikers Island. These murals, some painted by those incarcerated, others created by commissioned artists, offer glimpses of hope, resilience, and even resistance. One of the earliest artists approached for a mural on Rikers was Ben Shahn. Known for his socially conscious art, Shahn's proposal was ultimately rejected by the Municipal Art Commission for being too anti-establishment. But since then, many murals have been approved and installed across the complex. These works have adorned the chapel, visitors' rooms, and countless hallways over the years. Some have been painted over, but others remain, quietly witnessing the comings and goings of those within Rikers. In April of this year, a new mural appeared on the exterior wall of the Re-Entry Service Center. Painted by Dinga McCannon, the piece is titled, "Towards a Brighter Tomorrow." It's a powerful scene. People are shown leaving the prison, moving towards the community with bags labeled job, resilience, and family. Bright sunshine, flowers, and musical notes surround them, while words like courage and dreams break chains at the mural's edges. These murals bring a rare splash of color and a small reminder of hope in a place often devoid of both. They tell stories, encourage reflection, and offer a momentary escape from the concrete reality of life on Rikers. Number 6. Community Garden. In the heart of Rikers Island, amidst the towering fences and concrete buildings, there's a surprising oasis, a community garden. Thanks to the Greenhouse Jail to Street program, run by the Horticultural Society of New York, inmates can work in a space dedicated to nurturing both plants and personal growth. This unique program provides a garden, classroom, and greenhouse where participants can learn horticultural skills. It's a collaboration with the Department of Education and the NYC Department of Corrections, designed not just to teach skills, but also to prepare inmates for re-entry into the community. Through gardening, they gain hands-on experience, learn teamwork, and even find some peace away from the daily stress of Rikers. The program offers more than just temporary relief. It helps build confidence, offering a sense of accomplishment and purpose. Many participants have gone on to find employment in the green sector after their time at Rikers, building careers in landscaping, urban agriculture, and environmental management. In a place where hope can be scarce, the Greenhouse program has become a rare symbol of growth and renewal. Number 5. Buildings flood. It doesn't take a major storm for the buildings on Rikers Island to flood, just a rainy day. Many of the facilities are old and in disrepair, making them vulnerable to water intrusion. Cracked foundations, broken window screens, and damaged doors all allow rain to seep into the buildings, creating conditions that are far from safe or sanitary. Complaints of flooding are common. The Legal Aid Society has reported numerous issues over the years, including flooding in the Robert N. Davoren Center, or RNDC. During a 2015 Board of Correction meeting, a member mentioned that the library at RNDC floods so often that teenage detainees are often unable to use it. By 2016, the roof of the RNDC school was also reported to be leaking. These repeated floods are more than just a nuisance. They make daily life even harder for those inside, limiting access to important resources and adding yet another layer of discomfort to an already challenging environment. For many, the dilapidated buildings at Rikers are a stark reminder of the neglect that runs deep within the walls of the facility. Number 4. Built on a landfill that leaks methane. Rikers Island wasn't always a part of New York City's jail system. Back in 1884, the city bought the island for $180,000 with the intent to build a new jail. To expand its size, tons of garbage and landfill material were brought in, and by 1932, the jail opened its doors. But the landfill expansion continued until 1943, and since then, it's been more than just a piece of land. It's been an island built on a literal pile of trash. This foundation has led to some serious problems. The waste buried beneath Rikers has been decomposing for decades, releasing methane gas as it breaks down. Methane is not only flammable, but it can also replace oxygen in the air, making the conditions dangerous. In the heat of summer, inmates and staff often report a toxic stench that hangs over the island, heavy with the smell of decomposing waste. Over the years, these conditions have sparked serious health concerns. Many inmates and correction officers worry that the gases leaking from the landfill are carcinogenic, and in 2011, a group even filed a lawsuit citing exposure to toxic chemicals. For the people living and working there, the methane isn't just an unpleasant smell, it's a constant, invisible threat. Number 3. Known as the oven. Over the years, Rikers Island has earned more than a few grim nicknames, but one stands out during the hot summer months: the oven. With its cinder block walls, steel doors, and concrete floors, the buildings trap and absorb the intense heat. Inmates describe it as feeling like they're baking inside an actual oven, or, as some say, like being in hell. Air conditioning is scarce. Many of the buildings lack central air, while others are only partially air-conditioned, leaving large areas where the temperatures become unbearable. In 2015, air conditioning was finally installed in the punitive segregation cells at the George R. Vierno Center. But even then, the facility for detainees aged 18 to 21 remained without any cooling system. For those inside, the heat is more than uncomfortable, it's nearly inescapable. The relentless warmth, combined with the confinement, pushes conditions to a level that's difficult to imagine. Life in the oven is just one more harsh reality for inmates on Rikers Island, especially during the sweltering summer months. Number 2. Famous prisoners. Rikers Island has housed more than its fair share of high-profile inmates over the years, including some of the biggest names in music, sports, and even history. Hip-hop legends like Lil Wayne, Bobby Shmurda, Tupac Shakur, DMX, A.L.A.P. Rocky, Ja Rule, and Foxy Brown have all spent time here. But the list of famous faces doesn't end there. Notable figures such as punk musician Sid Vicious, NFL star Plaxico Burress, and anarchist activist Emma Goldman have also passed through Rikers. And who could forget John Lennon's killer, Mark David Chapman? Rikers has held individuals who captured national attention for reasons as varied as their music and their crimes. Perhaps the most notorious of all was the Son of Sam killer, David Berkowitz. In the late 1970s, Berkowitz terrorized New York City, killing 6 people and claiming that demons drove him to commit the murders. Although he only spent a brief time at Rikers before being transferred upstate, his stay left a lasting mark on the jail's dark history. With a prisoner list that reads like a twisted who's who of infamous figures, Rikers Island continues to hold a unique place in the annals of criminal history. For some, it was just a stop along their journey. For others, it was a place where they left their mark on the infamous walls of New York City's most notorious jail. Number 1. Inmates helped with plane crash. The runways of LaGuardia Airport are just a stone's throw from Rikers Island, and on February 1, 1957, that proximity played a life-changing role for many. On that day, Northeast Airlines Flight 823 crashed onto Rikers shortly after takeoff, tragically claiming the lives of 20 people and injuring another 78. But amidst the devastation, an unlikely group of heroes emerged, 57 inmates from the Rikers jail. These inmates, along with staff members, rushed to the crash site to help with the rescue efforts. For some of them, this act of bravery led to an immediate reward. 30 inmates were released on the spot for their heroic actions, while 16 others received 6-month sentence reductions. Governor Averell Harriman even granted commutations for 11 men serving definite sentences. The crash was thought to have been caused by the captain losing spatial awareness as the plane entered the clouds after takeoff, veering off course as a result. But out of this tragedy came an unexpected moment of humanity, proof that even in the darkest places, people can still rise to the occasion. Rikers Island has held some of the most notorious inmates, witnessed countless controversies, and even played a part in life-saving rescue missions. But its days are numbered, with a planned closure set for 2026. What lies ahead for this infamous island, only time will tell. Thanks for joining us on this chilling journey through Rikers Island's hidden history. If you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to like, subscribe to Creepshow, and ring the bell so you never miss our latest spine-tingling tales. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and keep an eye out for the unknown.